Hey guys, Greg Lynch Derm PA here with MPZ Dermatology. If you're in the area in the Inland Empire in Southern California or Northern Orange County, we are now offering Mohs micrographic surgery to remove skin cancers. If you need that kind of help, look us up and give us a call. 951-270-4494, and we hope to help you and see you soon. Okay guys, MrPopZit here. We see a common occurrence of lipomas, but I haven't shown a lot of dermatolipomas where the lipoma actually kind of starts to push through the dermis and pooch out and almost looks like a little nipple or just like a little tag that starts to form. But underneath it, you can see there's a good 2-centimeter lipoma right here. So what we're gonna do, and they're common around the upper thigh, around the buttocks area, which is right where we're at the junction of the buttocks and the upper thigh. So we do just a little wedge cut. It'll hide kind of in this crease a little bit so her scar won't be real bad either. We're going to get her numb so we can take out this little protruding bit, but go a little bit beyond it to get the bigger lipoma that's under it as well. So we're going to get her all anesthetized here, numbed up, wiped down, and covered up, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we have her nice and anesthetized. One thing we want to make sure we get here is this little kind of protrusion there. She, you know, it kind of looks like a little nipple or pushes out, especially when you you're moving around, and that lipoma will push out even more sometimes at certain angles. So just a small ellipse. Right around that. Good. That's kind of a tough angle. My hand's in the way sometimes there. Just gonna put a little gauze right below it. And then it might be easier over here for you to dab, huh? It's always the assisting MA that gets pushed to the side, huh? When we're recording. It's like, come on. Dab a little there. No pain, just pressure, right? Yeah. Good. Doing great. Again. So once we release the kind of superficial connective tissue here, usually the lipoma will kind of start to present itself more, push through a little bit. Let me get that little vessel just so it doesn't keep getting in our way. One little vessel here. They're always on the roof after the rains, have you noticed that? That's good though. Trying to seal up loose ends. No warmth or tingling either, right? No. Good. Perfect. Okay, I can see that little sac right there. Starting to push through. These ones can kind of be little sleepers, like there'll be actually quite a bit underneath that pops out once you make that little cut. I can see it right there. Can dab one more time and do a little push. See how connected it is? Not too bad. Just a little ball right there. One more down. As I get towards the bottom, sometimes you'll feel a little pinch. If you do, no, I'll be the first to know. Can dab a little, sorry. Good. It's coming out nice. So far, so good. And you can keep a little, I can put a little one right there. Yeah. Right there, just so we catch any drip. So I talk about little spider web like bands. This is that connective tissue I'm talking about there. It's a good size. Time. Almost got it out. Very good. You can see how it tries, look at that, it pulls right back down in. And that's what it's been doing, trying to hide down deeper there. See these little lobules coming off the side as well. It's interesting. Look at that. Good size, huh? Mm-hmm. Still coming. Very good. You were right. It was a good size down there. You're going to be blown away when you see it.
I felt like it was maybe like not quite as big as a golf ball.
Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah.
For sure. It was just tucked down in there around regular fat tissue.
I should have had it removed when it was...
Oh, a little bit there.
Yep.
Yeah, let me get you just a tad. There's always just a little connective membrane at the bottom that sometimes people will start to feel. So we'll get you a little bit deeper here. Any pinch there? Not bad?
No, I don't feel anything at all.
Good. Yeah, it's weird. It'll be just one little strand that you feel.
Causes problems.
Yeah. It's almost out though, and then we'll just get you some stitches. Just gonna do a little dab here. It's looking like there's a second lobule right here. I want to make sure we get out. Not as big, but definitely an impressive lipoma. It's just that connective tissue. Sorry, right there a little?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
Good.
just checking.
Thank you.
I know sometimes people just shift, and I'm like just real cognizant of that.
I'd rather you ask.
Yeah. Very good. Making our way out. It's hard to see, but this is just like connective tissue fibers here. Could just do one cut, but I go very slowly because sometimes you'll have some feeling on those. Multi-lobulated there. It's kind of like two golf balls beside each other, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Little right there? Mm-hmm. Yep. We're just right at the bottom here. you a tad more. Good. Okay. So that's our original kind of pooching through on the skin right here. It was coming up in different lobules there. Going real slow, just make sure what you're feeling and what you're not. Good, almost there. Did you want to see it afterwards or right when we get it out, or?
Yeah, I want to see.
Okay. Very nice. So you can see there, that was kind of, there was this big lobule here, all these little protrusions, and then that one big one that she was feeling there. You can see how it attaches to the skin. There's kind of this long lobe that went very deep. Hold some pressure there. I'll show you here if you want to look there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, impressive. This is like the golf ball you were feeling, but then it had this whole other kind of connection underneath. Impressive, huh? It kind of looks like the chambers of a heart, actually.
It kind of does.
Yeah, and that little skin at the top. Yeah, bigger than I thought it was going to be, actually.
I bet that was fun to take out.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. It literally almost looks like a ventricle here, and a ventricle like a little mini lipoma heart. You can see the atrium of the heart up here, and then this is your left and right ventricle. Pretty amazing. And then the aorta comes off. Yeah, it literally looks like a heart. We'll call it the heart lipoma. How about that? Impressive. So now let's see here. Good. Now you can see that little pocket as it went down. No big bleeders. She had one right at the surface in the beginning, and it's right there. You see that one. I'm going to get her just a little bit more lido right there. I'm going to cauterize, and then we'll close that up. It's going to sit right in her natural seam. Should be something that she doesn't see much of. Okay, we're going to put the stitches in this area, just like under the chin on the neck too. It's just tricky because I don't want to poke her across the way here. So we kind of go real slow, get good bites of that connective tissue. She had one little bleeder. We got stopped. It wasn't too bad on the bleeding. You might want to come over here a little bit because I got to come across. I've actually had a flurry of lipomas lately. Like, I've done like 4 or 5 videos just in the last like 2 weeks, I think it's been. Of lipomas. All unique and interesting too. Put that down there. Just gotta pull across here. Good. Those angles. Yeah, I had somebody come in the other day. We did a pretty big removal. He said during the holidays, the whole family sat down in front of the big screen and they watched his whole procedure. I was like, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. It's always hard on the sutures too. It's just my hands block so much. You know? Some people were like, you don't even need to put the sutures, and everybody else is, they'll be like, why did you fast forward the sutures? That's all I watch. And I was like, okay, can't please everybody. saying just the other day in our last lipoma too, some people ask me about prophylactic antibiotics. So do we do antibiotics even though there's no infection yet? They do that with mouth surgeries because there's bacteria in there that can get on the mitral valve of the heart, and it's a prophylactic. We usually don't do that in dermatology because you do so many removals, you can build up resistance if you're giving antibiotics out all the time and you don't need them. However, in the armpit and anything around the genitalia or the buttocks, I do give them just to make sure we don't get an infection because there is a higher risk of infection in those areas. Looks good. I'm going to push any fluid out of there. Very nice. That's going to sit great in their natural cut here, line. Might do one more on the end there. I feel like our last 4 or 5 surgeries were all like 1 hour. They're all big.
Well, yesterday it was.
Yeah, it was like 2 of them.
Literally.
Yeah, totally.
Recorded all 3.
Lots of new videos this week. And all good ones,
They were
too.
all good.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
all good.
And I missed out. Yeah.
You did. Actually, pretty fascinating videos, every one of them. Including this one, too. This was kind of a sleeper cell. It was all hidden down there. I don't like the way that was pucker in there. I don't think we need that one on the end. It was sitting so nice just the way it was. Yeah, we'll just do a little. The running stitch has less knots, so it'll poke the opposite thigh less. But let me just see how it sits here. Getting the angle to tie the knots, toughest part here. Yeah, the scissors there. Just cut, I'm gonna do the running, I think. Cut just that one. A little bit lower, right there. Perfect. And it seems like a simple thing to say, but I remember I haven't talked about this since like my first year. When you're running a stitch, especially in an area where you have skin over here that's hanging over and not numb, instead of just pushing through, you can grab with your forceps and pull the skin onto your needle like this. There was a great surgeon when I was on my rotations that taught me that, and it was a game changer. So you can kind of grab here and gently push that through. So you don't end up popping through all of a sudden and go to the other side and poke somebody where they're not numb, which is important. Little pearl, surgical pearl for you. A lot of people also comment after the deep stitch, oh, that looks so good, you should just tape a little bit. But you can see there's a lot still open here. You want that deep stitch to bring the skin together so it sits gently on itself, just like that. And then this just makes sure it stays together. So it is important to do the topical. Can put in buprofen for her too. Just a little gel to put on there topically. Looks great. Just 2 more. Then one. I always kind of push any fluid out right at the end here if I put the last stitch in. Call that milking the wound. It just kind of gets air and fluid out there. Almost like a hand-tied knot there. Good. Working out wise, we do want to take it a little easy for the 2 weeks, like squats, big things where you're really stretching the thighs. And I wouldn't get too crazy on that. And even for like the first week, excessive sweating. Just don't want to sweat into where the stitches are. It's a higher risk of infection. So just kind of take it a little easy. Like walking and some light cardio is fine after the first like 4 to 5 days. But I have some people, you know, they want to go right back into like Pilates or something where they're really stretching and you don't want to put a lot of pressure on it.
No, I do not want it to.
Yeah, we want this to heal great. So you can see there, that is just a great result. Very thin line there, nice tissue eversion puckering up. That should heal amazing. She'll get a little bruising, we always do on those. We are gonna put a pressure bandage on. It'll be a little pad that kind of puts some downward pressure on that area to stop the bleeding. So thanks to her for sharing. You know, this is a sensitive area, but it's always something great to learn with each surgery. She is a fan of the channel. That's how she found us, so we always appreciate that. Thanks to her, and thanks for popping by. Okay, guys, this was our very large lipoma that kind of actually looked like a heart with ventricles and an atrium. Came out in multiple lobules. This is healed really well. For this area, just having a little bit of scabbing, a little bit of redness because her body's fighting the stitches that are ready to come out is normal. It does not look infected. She kept it covered because it rubs on the opposite thigh, so there's a little bit more moisture, and that's to be expected. Once we get the stitches out, everything should heal fine, and that inflammation will go down. We will do a couple steri strips for extra support because this is an area right by the buttocks. It stretches a lot, so we just want to give her extra support for the next week, and that should be it. Getting that large lipoma out is life-changing for sure, especially if you're active and you exercise like she does. Having, you know, a thing size of 2 golf balls in there, it's not fun. So thanks to her for sharing, and thanks for popping by.